not really a hotbed for football, all right? I came out, I was 2-year All-State in football and basketball. I had 2 scholarship offers, that's it. All right, went and played Division II football, had a great time doing it, went into coaching. I coached in Atlanta, Georgia is where I really made my bones in coaching at a high school called Lovejoy. All right, Lovejoy High School, we placed 37 Division I kids in 3 years. In the program from senior to 8th grade, those are all the kids I dealt with. They were like 67 Division I players. All right, from then on, all right, I was a graduate assistant at Mississippi State for 2 years, and the rest of the time I was a recruiting coordinator at North Carolina for Butch Davis, at Tennessee for Lane Kiffin, at Miami for Randy Shannon, for National Recruiter of the Year, Larry Porter at Memphis. I was at Purdue, I was at Alabama with Nick Saban, and the last 2 years at the University of South Florida with Willie Taggart. I started this. Okay, guys, on me. You want to listen to this, I promise you do. All right? Very simple stuff, guys. I wanted to give you a background of where I've been and what I've done. All right, guys that I signed, over 65 guys made it on NFL rosters, guys that I recruited while I was in college football. Okay? Very simply as this, is how does college football recruiting work? Number one, there's an area coach. He's responsible for an area, and it's probably your school. Okay? Once he uncovers the players, he can't just offer you. All right? It's got to go through a process, and that process goes to the position coach. Has got to approve you. Then to the coordinator on that side of the ball has got to approve you, and then about 90% of the time it's going to be approved by the head coach. That's the process. Okay? And it's very simple as this. If somebody offers you a scholarship, you ask them right now, is it committable? Is it committable right now, coach? And you're going to get an answer. And you're going to find out how much truly they're interested in you. Okay? Understand this. There's a few things. They either don't know about you, college coaches. Okay, number one, they either don't know about you, you're a suspect, which means they have your name, or you're a prospect, which means you went from a suspect to a prospect. That means they evaluated you, and then they're going to rank you on their board. Now, after they evaluate you, you may not make it to the board. You could be cut for one reason or another. So understand that through this process, you're going to make sure you find out as much information as you can, and don't let yourself get misled, all right? Because schools have to recruit. For every scholarship they get, they got to have 10 guys to offer. They figure they're going to get 10% of them, 1 out of every 10. So if they got to sign 4 offensive linemen, they're going to offer around 40 guys to get that many offensive linemen. All right, this is a process for them as well. And make no mistake about it, it's a business to them. Because if they don't win games, what happens? That's right, they're going to be looking for another job. So they have to make sure that they're doing their job right. Okay? The first thing I want to touch on with the evaluation portion is academics. Academics. Guys, I'm telling you right now, right this second, there's a .08 chance. .08. And you're going to play 1 down in the NFL. There's a 99.2% chance you will not play a down in the NFL. Which takes me to this, is academics. All right? You need, at the least, there's a 3 over 1,000 or a 22 on your ACT, and if you're not there yet, you better start getting to it. All right? What I'm telling you is this. Right now, very simply, when you get into college, you're 4 years away from being an adult. Being an adult means supporting yourself. No more asking your parents, guardians for a haircut, gas money, insurance for your car, a place to live, clothes, food. You're going to be on your own. If you do that, you have to have the best degree possible. The best degree possible, and I don't care if you have 25 offers at the Division I-A level or you got no offers. It still doesn't matter because of the 99.2%. Okay? Understand it so that everything you're doing every day is to get that GPA as high as possible. If you can get into Stanford and you can get into the Ivy League, you can play at any school in the country in terms of educationally. Then we'll figure out what level you are and play and get you to the appropriate school. Fellas, make no mistake about it, it's the most important thing you're doing right now. All right? Is everyone clear on that? All right? What they evaluate you on, very simply, position-specific skills. What you do in your position, can you do the things that we're asking you to do at a high level? Okay? They're going to grade you on it. Then there's critical factors. These critical factors are critical things that they need, all right, you need to possess if you're going to be recruited by that team. For a defensive lineman, size is going to be the #1 thing. okay? Speed's going to be something for receiver, okay? So there are these factors and these position-specific skills they're going to look at. The next thing they're going to look at a height to weight to speed ratio. How big are you and how fast are you and how athletic are you? All right? Then we're looking at this, character and intelligence. Character and intelligence. They are going to research. If they're good at what they're doing, they're going to research your Twitter, they're going to research your Facebook, they're going to talk to your English teacher, they're going to talk to your history teacher. They're not just going to ask your parents about you. They're going to ask people, you know, where does he sit in class? Is he ever late? They're going to look at your lates, your absences. They're going to look and see if you've been suspended. They're going to look at your grades. They're going to look at everything. These are separating factors. And then obviously they're going to look at production. All right? They're going to look at production. Now guys, they will look at the competition you're playing at. All right? But it's not the end all for it. There are guys that aren't playing at Dane County, Miami that still get scholarships at the Division I level all over the country. All right? So understand, those are the things, in my experience, with guys working in the NFL, what they're going to be looking at. All right, separating factors. I already talked about character and intelligence, okay? I'm going to read through these. Accountability. Are you accountable? Are you dependable? And are you reliable? Because if you're not those things, and I know I'm going to lose my job, if you got to my school and can't wake up in the morning and get to class and get to your workouts, then I don't want you on my team. Because I'm dependent on you to come do what you need to do, and we're going to support you to do it, but you have to be able to want to do it and do it every day. If you can't be those things, guys, these are separating factors. There are, and I don't care if you get 50 offers and you're sitting here right now because there's someone else with 50 offers too, it doesn't matter. These are the things that are going to make a school want to take one guy over another. These are things that you have to possess if you want to be a college football player and get a good education, all right? Desire to excel, and then the last two is very simple. Are you competitive? Okay, we're going to find that out today. We're going to find out when we blow this whistle and get you to the coaches. We're going to find out who wants to be here and who's going through the motions, because those are the differences when you're between these lines. And the last thing is, do you love the game? Do you love the game? Are you going to do everything you're going to do on a year-round basis to get better? Okay? Your role in recruiting, guys, very simple. Number one thing is to find out what level you're at. Okay? Not everybody is a Power 5, elite Power 5 player that can play at Alabama. Okay? Not every player, and it's okay. There are 1,000 schools you can go to in the United States of America, get a degree, and play college football and have fun doing it. But if you don't realize what level you're at, you're going to be shooting for stars, and sometimes that ain't it. Okay, and it's okay. I played Division II. I started with 37 games. I had a great time in college. All right, I wouldn't change it for the world, but I did know what level I was at, and I did go to a school that I knew I could play at. All right, academic standards. Okay, you're not going to be looking at the Ivy League if you have a 20 and a 3.0. All right, Ivy League is a 28 to a 32 ACT and a 3.9 to a 4.5. Okay, so we have to understand that as well. All right, and then the other thing you've got to understand, if schools are showing attention to you, you've got to show attention back. You've got to show up to junior days. You've got to show up to unofficial visits, to their spring game. You've got to go to their games in the fall, and you've got to communicate with them as well as they're trying to communicate with you. If I'm a college coach and I continually invite you or try to reach out to you and you blow me off, then I'm not going to continue to recruit you. But remember this, things can come back full circle. Could be a 1AA school that you blow off. You could go to a 1A school, lose your scholarship, and then you're going to have to find a 1AA school to go to. And that same guy that you blew off could be the guy that ends up giving you another scholarship. Don't ever belittle anyone. If anyone gives you attention, give them attention back. And when you're ready to drop them, tell them thanks for everything, coach. Right now, this is what I need to do is go, here's what's best for me and my family. They're going to understand. Okay? Off-season, things you're doing right now is being competitive. Going out to showcases, 7-on-7s, and competing and getting better in the sport. Guys, football is a lifestyle. It isn't something you just pick up in the fall and go do, okay? It is a year-round deal, and you have to start with strength and conditioning. If you're not getting bigger, stronger, faster, you're not trying to prevent injury, all right, that is going to prevent you from reaching your full potential. Understand that you have to do it, and it's okay, and I really love other sports. So if you're playing basketball, you're doing track, you're playing baseball, you're doing lacrosse, all that is really good because it's competitive and it keeps you involved. But you can't not lift, and you can't not train, and you can't not eat right if you want to reach your maximum potential. Nutrition is huge. You have to learn what is good and what is not good to eat, and you need to follow it on a daily basis. Position-specific workouts in the off-season, if you have a coach that you can get with and you can train and you can video this stuff, it's going to enhance what you're doing, okay? And then football intelligence, people don't work on it enough. Football intelligence, what is it? It's understanding, if you're a defensive back, it's understanding offensive sets and schemes and what people, how they're lining up and what they're trying to do against you. To understand that stuff defensively and then to understand offensively what defenses are trying to do to confuse you, you need to know this stuff. The more that you know, the better you're going to be when it comes time for you to run your route or as a DB to do your coverage skills. And the last, to compete, off-season. Whether you're playing other sports or whether it's just football, you're going to compete in the weight room, compete in other sports, compete today, you need to compete year-round. Okay? All right, lastly, I'm just going to tell you about my company real quick. It's not why I'm here, but I want to tell everyone here is going to get a free profile from my company. All right, it's the best profile in the market, but here's what I'm going to bring to the table. It's very simple. Evaluation. All right, I've evaluated over 28,000 Division I-A football players in 14 years. Okay? I know what they look like. I'm an expert at it. I've learned from the best in the country. Okay, the best in the country that can evaluate, I've learned from. So I can tell you, give or take, where you belong, what schools you should be looking at. Number two, I got the relationships. I have the people that when I take your profile and I send it, if you can go to Alabama and I can send your profile there and they're gonna open it. Colleges are getting 200 to 300 emails a day to their recruiting coordinator. He can't go through them all. If it's not a trusted person, they're not going to open it. Period, plain and simple. Whether it's a D3 school, because they don't even have the budget to hire 5 people to open the emails. So it doesn't matter what the level. If it's not from a trusted person, they're not going to open it. The other thing is when they open my stuff, they know I can evaluate and it fits their level. So it makes them want to open it even more. Okay? All right. The other thing is knowledge. We have knowledge of the recruitment process. I know what happens behind the closed doors. It's to know that knowledge. Not many people know it. It's going to help direct you in the right direction. When a college coach talks to you guys, he's giving you signs on what he really thinks. And that's our job, is to figure out what they really think and put you in a direction that can maximize your potential. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say. And here's what I